Hi guys! Today we're going to be annotating the Miller's Tale. I have also put my little picture in here so that you can see my facial expressions. And so I have my passage right here, and we're going to be annotating it together. Okay, so when we left off, the Nick, the lodger, had a vision or whatever, that there was going to be a great flood that would come. And so he told the carpenter to get food and get enough boats for everybody to have their own boat, and then they would survive the flood that's supposed to be coming. Okay. And when the tubs have been collected, 3, that's one for her, for yourself, and me, then hang them in the roof below the thatching, that no one may discover what we're hatching. Okay, so thatching, I don't know if you know this. It's like here's my house. And when they used to do it with grasses and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So this would be below the thatching. So they're going to hang the little boats off of the eaves of the house. And so then when the flood comes, they can float away. And that way nobody sees what they're doing and probably thinks that they're insane. When you have finished doing what I said and stowed the victuals in them overhead, use an axe to hack the ropes apart so when the water rises, we can start. And lastly, when you've broken out the gable, the garden one that's just above the stable, so we may cast free without delay after the mighty shower has gone away. You'll float as merrily I undertake as any lily white duck behind her drake. Drake is a male duck. So they have an axe also with them to cut the ropes and make them be able to go free. Okay? And I'll call out, hey, Allison, hey, John. Hey, we finally find out the carpenter's name, John. Cheer yourselves up. The flood will soon be gone, and you'll shout back, "Hail, Master Nicolay! Good morning. I can see you well. It's day. We shall be lords for all the rest of life, of all the world, like Noah and his wife. One thing I warn you of, it's only right. We must be very careful on the night. Once we have safely managed to embark, to hold our tongues, to utter no remark. No cry or call, for we must fall to prayer. This is the Lord's dear will, so have a care." So no talking at night, the night of the flood. Now, why would this be? Why would Nicholas not want the carpenter to talk to them in the middle of the night? Why is he doing this again? Oh yeah, he's trying to get alone with the carpenter's wife. So if the carpenter's talking to them all night, then he's never going to be able to sneak away. So that's why they need to be quiet. Your wife and you must hang some way apart. All right. Why would they need to not be close together? Again, we know why, but let's hear what he says to the carpenter about why. For there must be no sin before we start. No more in longing looks than in the deed. Those are your orders. Off with you. Godspeed. So no communication between husband and wife. Tomorrow night, when everyone's asleep, we'll all go quietly upstairs and creep into our tubs, awaiting heaven's grace, and now be off, no time to put the case. At greater length, no time to sermonize. The proverb says, say nothing, send the wise. You're wise enough, I do not have to teach you. So, go save our lives for us, as I beseech you. The silly carpenter then went his way, muttering to himself, alas the day, and told his wife in strictest secrecy. She was aware, far more indeed than he, that this quaint stratagem might have in sight, but she pretended to be dead with fright. So tells his wife, tells Alice, and she pretends to be terrified. Alas, she said, whatever it may cost, hurry and help, or we shall all be lost. I am your honest, true, and wedded wife. Oh, totally. Go, dearest husband, help to save my life. How convenient. All right. How fancy throws us into perturbation. Perturbation means uneasiness. All right, so we can imagine quite a lot of things when we are all agitated. People can die of mere imagination. So deep is the impression one can take, the silly carpenter began to quake. Therefore his eyes were verily seemed to be the floods of Noah wallowing like the sea, and drowning Allison, his honey pet. He wept and wailed, his features were all set. In grief he sighed with many a doleful grunt. He went and got a tub, began to hunt for kneading troughs, found two, and had them sent home to his house in secret. Then he went, and unbeknownst he hung them from a rafter. With his own hands he made 3 ladders after, uprights and rungs, to help them in their scheme of climbing where they hung upon the beam. He victualled tub and trough and made all snug. Remember, victuals are food. With bread and cheese and ale in a large jug, enough for 3 of them to last the day. And just before completing this array, packed off the maid and his apprentice too, to London on a job they had to do. All right, so he prepares the tubs. He sends the maid and apprentice off because he doesn't want to watch them drown. Too bad for them. To London on a job they had to do. And on the Monday, when it drew to night, he shut his door and doused the candle light, and made quite sure all was as it should be. And shortly up they clambered all the 3, silent and separate. They began to pray, and Pater Noster, mum, said Nicolay, and mum, said John, and mum, said Allison. The carpenter's devotion being done, he sat quite still, then fell to prayer again, with one ear cocked, however, for the rain. All right, so they pray and wait. All right, let us see. The carpenter, with all the work he'd seen, fell dead asleep round curfew, must have been. Maybe a little later on the whole, he groaned in sleep for travail of his soul, and snored because his head was turned awry. Down by their ladders, stalking from on high. All right, so the carpenter falls asleep. Okay, I'm going to stop this one at that spot, and you can pick up on the next one.